I just bought this bucket. It's to illustrate a point. Hi, Benji. This was my bucket list, and I'm gonna show you how it went from this to this after 24 days on the road in Europe, and more specifically, France, Switzerland, and Germany. So wonderful to see your smiling faces again. Jason Francisco here, and I hope you're ready for some new travel ideas and destinations to add to your own bucket list. Are you ready? Let's just go already. Gosh. Our arrival city was Nice, France, a beautiful walkable city, one of several beautiful beach towns along the French Riviera, the perfect place for us to start our 24-day road trip through Europe. But one thing stood out in particular, and that is the Corniche Roads, or the cliff roads, are 3 levels of stacked roads. Starting at the bottom, you have Corniche inférieure, moyenne corniche, and grande corniche. I apologize for my French, I am trying. So we started on the lower Corniche Road, which brought us right into Villefranche-sur-mer. The pace of life slowed down. Cute lazy dogs snored the day away. That feeling of being on vacation immediately sunk in. We were surrounded by French, Italian-style architecture, orange pastel colored buildings, the boats bobbing in the harbor. This was the ideal French Riviera day I have always imagined, just like you see in the movies. I didn't want to leave, I wanted to be lazy and people watch, but we had so much more to see. Villefranche-sur-mer on the bucket list. We then headed up to the Moyenne Corniche, stopped for some spectacular views of the French Riviera, and stumbled upon a medieval town called Èze, sitting 1,400 feet above sea level on its own hilltop. To get to the entrance, you park down below and walk up this gigantic hill. But we found some dude with a golf cart and he took us up for €5. At the entrance of the town, we were greeted with the smell of lavender, and soon after found ourselves navigating through shops, little cafes, art galleries, a beautiful church, and holy cow, a ton of stairs. If you do make it to the top, you are rewarded with a botanical garden and 360-degree views of the French Riviera. Bucket list place? Heck yeah, Èze. What? We had to skip the Grand Corniche and leave the Mediterranean life because it was time to begin our journey north. We made a quick stop at the perfume capital of the world, Grasse. Really cute town. I couldn't smell anything. I don't know. But it was now time to check off one of John's bucket list items, the Gorge du Verdon. By the way, John's bucket list included the Gorge du Verdon, Strasbourg, France, and la Route du Verdon d'Alsace. I seriously had no idea what this gorge was all about. John kept saying, it's like the Grand Canyon of France. And actually, it is like the approach to the Grand Canyon. You cannot comprehend the grandness, the scale, the beauty of this place until you actually step to the edge. It is breathtaking. We spent much of the afternoon on the road high above the gorge, going through switchbacks, stopping at every single viewpoint to take tons of photos, and then we saw this roadside cafe where we could stop for a chocolate chip cookie and a Coke because we needed a breather. This place, this gorge, was an experience. This wasn't enough, so we had to go inside the gorge and rent an electric boat. Check out these people flying by on their canoe. There they go, turbos. How's it feel like driving the boat, John?
It feels good. It's so beautiful here.
Yeah? It's pretty amazing. John, did you enjoy your driving?
Very much.
The gorge was insane, but even more insane, we had no idea where we would stay for the night. Because, I forgot to mention, we didn't book a single hotel room in advance for the entire 24 days. Crazy, right? Luckily, John found us a room in the town up ahead called Moustier St.
After 80 meters, turn left at 300 meters, then go left at 500 meters, 35.
I really don't know if we can trust the GPS in the car. We might need to use something else. We finally found the hotel La Ferme Rose, and we both agree this was one of the highlights of the entire trip. I felt like we were transported into a French movie that takes place in the beautiful countryside. I don't know if it was the way the sun was casting shadows, our surroundings, just the sounds that were happening, the way the sprinklers were going. I mean, I seriously felt like we were in a French movie. It was really magical. We could have spent the entire trip here. Forget the bucket list, we could have just stayed here. The owner of the hotel furnished the entire common area with antiques from the 50s. Oh my gosh, I loved it. And we stayed in what was called the almond room, and we had our own balcony and the view out our window looking at the surrounding mountains. I mean, this place is just French heaven. Every morning, we had some of the best breakfasts, and we were totally entertained by my favorite one. Favorite chicken is this black one right here. You are just a waddler. Yes, you are. There was something very charming about Moustier St. Maybe because it was a medieval village that dates back before the 5th century. It could have been the waterfalls that cascade through the village, or Moustier Notre Dame that sits high above the city, or this star that hangs from 2 cliffs that holds many legends and stories. All I gotta say is, Moustier St. the Gorge du Verdon, and our hotel La Ferme Rose, all are bucket list items. All right, John, so here we are. We're gonna leave Moustier St. and we need to figure out where we're gonna stay next. Where should we stay?
Well, we're gonna take the Route Napoleon up through the mountains,
Yeah.
to get up to Grenoble.
By the way, the Route Napoleon is the journey Napoleon and 1,500 of his troops took in 1815 to Grenoble after escaping exile and just before his return as Emperor of France.
Maybe we'll stay in Grenoble tonight. We'll see how we feel when we get there, or whether we see something else along the way that we like. But then tomorrow, let's go ahead and make a reservation for Annecy, and then we'll be there for 2 nights.
Annecy. I think I'm getting antsy for Annecy. Are you getting antsy?
I'm getting antsy for Annecy.
I'm gonna miss this countryside. It's really beautiful.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
Hello, doggy. It was awesome being on the Route Napoleon. We quickly passed through the medieval villages of Sisteron. And we came here to check out the church, but gotta ask John what's going on. John, what's going on? Are we gonna go inside?
No, they just start their winter hours this week, so it closed at 12. We missed it.
Ah, jeez. We always miss everything. Always. After Sisteron, we drove through Gap. So down below here, you can see this right down here. That's Gap. And no, they are not having a sale there. But what we have noticed is the architecture has changed quite a bit. It is no longer that Italian style architecture. It's becoming more, I don't know, Swiss? We're not even near, yes, well, we're on our way to Switzerland. Anyway, and it's getting cooler, and as you can see, even the trees and shrubbery and everything, it's all changing color. And in the meantime, we watched the scenery change to a more Alpine-like terrain. It was gorgeous. Really dramatic, almost like the Grand Tetons. How pretty that is. Well done, John, for navigating us onto this Route Napoleon. Totally worth it. We finally made it to Grenoble, where we would stay for the night. And what a contrast from the small towns and villages we were previously in to now being in the hustle of a major city. The kind of place where if you don't have a dinner reservation, you're out of luck. Fun fact about Grenoble, they hosted the Winter Olympics in 1968. The city was under renovations and improvements, so we decided it was time to move forward to Annecy. But we had a major problem on our hands that we needed to deal with right now. Oh boy, so we just got into a car. Well, our hotel guy, valet, just hit the car in front of us. Great. We got all of that resolved and we were antsy to see la ville d'Annecy. We checked out 2 towns on the way, Chambéry, and guess what? Everything is closed. That's horrible. Oh, it's probably because it's Sunday. We walked the town, saw a few sights, and we happened to run into one of John's good friends, Thierry Esquèche, world-famous composer and incredibly talented organist who was giving a concert that day. And then we drove through Aix-les-Bains, a super relaxed town with a casino, and it gave us an excuse to stop for more pommes frites and a Coke and ice cream, and finally we made it to Annecy. Okay, whoa, I'm feeling a bucket list place coming up. We scored a centrally located hotel room at the splendid Hotel Annecy. This town is so cozy. It's playful with picturesque bridges, canals. I can see why they call it the Venice of the Alps. It was almost like a labyrinth, finding surprises around each corner. Restaurants, shops, art, and Le Palais de Lille, a 12th century palace sitting on its own island. Super cute. Above the town sits a medieval castle that is now a museum. You could see for miles from up there and the entire village down below. We were also able to get some laundry done. Okay, hold on, I'm getting into focus.
Bonsoir à tout le monde.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Tout le monde. Whatever. Anyway, so we just had a wonderful dinner here in Annecy. Annecy. I just learned something new, which is J'aime la France, which means I love France, and which I really do, and we've had a wonderful time here so far. And tomorrow we head to Chamonix, which I call Chamonix. Okay, that's enough. Bye. La ville d'Annecy on the bucket list. And seriously, at this point of the trip, the anticipation to check off my one bucket list item, the Matterhorn, was off the charts. We decided Chamonix would be our next stopping point. And let me tell you, the drive from Annecy to Chamonix was one of the most spectacular drives we have ever done. All right, people, it looks like we've made it into the Alps, the French Alps. John, do you know what ski resort this is?
La Coussa.
And there's a ski lift right there. And that's the town down there. It's so pretty. The topography was definitely becoming more dramatic, as were the layers of dirt building on our car. We couldn't drive through the beautiful Alps in such a filthy mess. We need to take care of this right now. Chamonix is located at the juncture of 3 countries, France, Italy, and Switzerland. and it sits below the tallest mountain in all of France, Mont Blanc. All right, we just arrived at our hotel and we're sitting on the balcony of our room, and this is our view. There's a cable car. You go this way, up here. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's Mont Blanc, which stands at 15,774 feet above sea level. That is tall. Fun fact about Chamonix, it hosted the Winter Olympic Games in 1924. I loved the mixed architecture of Alpine and modern, which provided the town a warm and inviting feeling. Lots of fancy shops, restaurants, and another casino. Sadly, we were only able to book a room for one night, which didn't give us enough time to ride the Aiguille du Midi cable car, the highest cable car in all of France. Chamonix is a dream place for outdoor enthusiasts, hang gliders, hikers. There are countless hiking trails in the summer, skiing and snowboarding in the winter, beauty all around. Chamonix has earned a place on my bucket list. OMG, this is it. Today is the day. We are headed to Zermatt, Switzerland to see my bucket list place, the Matterhorn. Wow! We are headed to Zermatt, where we are going to check out the Matterhorn. And right back over here, we have, whoa, a dinosaur. Upon crossing the Switzerland border, I realized the Swiss are expert tunnel makers. No more zigzagging, no more switchbacks through mountainous terrain, just tunnels straight through mountains. Brilliant, Switzerland. We made a quick stop in Sierre, Switzerland. We found something called Moustier, which ended up being an indoor shopping mall, but this was extra fancy. We just found a grocery store in Sierre, which is just outside Sion, and they have everything that we want here. It's amazing. Oh, it's called Manor Food. That's what this place is called. Yeah. Okay, we are all stocked up now. We are super close to Zermatt, and John just booked us a room at Hotel Bellerive for 2 nights. And supposedly, we have a view of the Matterhorn from our balcony. Who knows what kind of view? It could be a peekaboo view. Okay, so we just found out cars are not allowed in Zermatt. All right, people, so here we are in Tash. How do you say it? Tish. Tash. Anyway, I gotta pee really badly, but right behind us is Zermatt. And if you turn this way, we have to park our car and take that Matterhorn terminal Tash, however you say it. I don't know how you say it. So we have to park our car in a parking garage, take all our stuff, get on a train, and take the train into Zermatt. So close! Now, we are on the train, and John is being really silly. I am slightly annoyed. We get off the train, and we see this is a town that has no cars. So now we have to figure out how to get to our hotel, which is a 10-minute walk. And we see they have electro taxis, which are like souped up golf carts. Okay, we are now in our room. I am so excited. Here we go, look. So we just checked into our hotel. I'm gonna turn this way. Checked into our hotel right behind me. Thank you so much for watching. We have reached the halfway point of this bucket list adventure. And in the next video, you will see the view of the Matterhorn from our room. Did we have one? Did we not? We explore the Swiss Alps. We take a car train ferry thing deep underneath a mountain that's like pitch black. And then we saw sunsets on Lake Lucerne. We found a gem of a place in the the Black Forest of Germany, we explore Strasbourg, and then we take the wine roads of Alsace and discover so many charming medieval villages as we head to our final destination of Lyon, France. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Leave a comment down below if you've been to any of these places, or if you're just discovering them for the first time, or just leave a comment, say hello. I'll say hi back. And if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe to my channel. It'll be good for you. And to all my current subscribers, thank you so much. You guys are the best, and I hope I have provided something of value for you. And most importantly, don't forget to smile. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Si, la ville d'Annecy, la ville d'Annecy, la ville d'Annecy, Annecy, Annecy, Annecy. Again, I apologize for our incorrect I can't even speak English. Oh! John, what are you doing?